Guys, welcome to Res Rat Radio. First episode and first of many. We've already got a plan to see how this is going to come out. This is an explicit radio channel. This is not for the faint-hearted, obviously. And not only that, if you hear a story, because this is going to be a lot dealing with either things that we've heard, seen, or been a part of ourselves. So, if you hear a story, you think it's all about you, probably not. Probably, absolutely not. Definitely not all about you. And if it is, or you feel some kind of way about it, you should probably go talk to Jesus. So we're going to go with that. So first off, coming off, I'm going to do an introduction to our cast here. It's going to be the infamous Lily Lavender and Jay Bird from Bar Ships and Bullshit. Always fun. And we also have Tiffany and Robert here to add in their 2 cents to see where this is going to go, guys. And the episode today is going to be all about scandalous pregnancies. People that get pregnant to either trap, enforce, or make moves and lifetime decisions.
Oh boy.
So we're going.
We know that there's a bunch of those stories out there right now.
Oh, all kinds of stories. And anybody want to feed me that bullshit that they had babies at like 13, 14, or even 18. And you're like, oh, I did it for love. You're so full of shit. I don't even want to hear that crap.
Definitely full of shit.
So,
You don't know what love is at 18. Give me a break.
bruh, I don't know what love is at 30 something. I even say my age. They are already coming at me all this way. That being said, we've all got a story. I've dodged bullets in the last couple of years, and I've dodged bullets, and I've been shot by some. Like, I've known kids that are taking all the bullets that I've been dodging, so that's kind of nice. But some stories that we've been discussing is people. The scandalous pregnancy is people that are getting prego for, freaking, like,
All the dumb reasons.
for the dumb reasons, like to try. And let's go both sides. I've seen dudes throw in loads just to keep a woman around, just as much as I've seen a woman like hold loads to keep a man in their life. Yeah. So we're kind of bouncing around this a little
Having kids in this day and age does not guarantee someone is going to stay with you. But that child is going to stay with you unless you're some stupid person.
It does create a fucking responsibility for the rest of your life at 18. And we got a problem here in Cherokee. And granted, this is going to cause some waves, and it's meant to. You guys need to hear this. It's not up to your grandparents to take care of your babies.
No.
Like, it's time to grow up a little bit. Like, if you're going to lay there and you're going to have babies, you know what you're doing. Freaking, and it's time to nut up.
And those are the exact ones that, you know what, pop 7 of them out.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
So,
tie your tubes.
Yeah, seriously.
What made you think that you really wanted to have that many kids? I'm pretty sure your intention was not to have that many kids.
No, you don't own a house, you don't own a car.
No.
What
But
makes
you
you
don't
think
want
they
to
can?
pop the babies out.
Yeah, let's fucking have babies. Let's have $1 million.
It's free to make them.
It's
It's free to make them.
It's free to make
And I
them.
ain't gonna lie, it's fun. Like, it's fun. But
We all agree it's fun. But hell, how are you 13, 14, 16, 17 years old knowing for a fact that you want to have fun and not protect yourself against having a baby?
Right.
Word.
You don't even know what's in store for you.
Nope.
Oh shit! Everybody out here just doing their thing and trying to pick up those numbers on the reservation. We need more Indian babies.
I can say my piece because I had my first baby when I was 18. So I got pregnant at 17 and had him at 18. So I can say my piece.
Yeah.
Hey, bub. All right, I had my first baby at 20. All right, he is now 13, going on 14 this year. I have just now gotten to a position, and granted, I love my family. I have come from it takes a tribe kind of family. I am very, very blessed.
It's so true.
Absolutely. But I have been working. It wasn't until this past year and some of last year that I didn't have to work 70 some fucking hours a week.
Right.
Holy shit. Like I now I'm fucking old. I can't enjoy my time off, man. All I want to do is take a nap. I'm tired,
That's why you know for a fact you don't want to have any more kids.
I'm done, man. I'm tapping out.
You're finally enjoying life. Got to that point in your life where you don't have to work your ass off.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm looking. Freaking, my buddy called me up the other day, or we were talking at work, and I was like, I want to get out of here. He's like, let's go to Ireland. I was like, I can't go to Ireland. I was like, wait,
I
might can go.
Right.
I'm almost there, man.
We got stuff we want to do with our life, but like we don't sit here and think about it until our late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
Well, and we're like, how are we gonna do this? We got kids.
Well, everybody's got this mindset that they gotta have, and I grew up with this mindset. I don't know how, I don't know why, but by the time I was like 22, 23, like in my head I was like, all right, I gotta be successful. I've got to either own my own business or be running one, right? And I also have to have a family. I have to have a house. I got to do all these things. I have to be established by the time I'm 25.
You don't have to do any of that.
I have been trying to tell my youngins for a lifetime, wait till you're 30.
Yeah, that's
just
what I'm saying.
Kill it at 30. Have 2 kids instead of 8 at 30. Like
I told my kids they weren't allowed to have boyfriends or girlfriends throughout school. Then I got one that fucked me over. But my oldest held out for that one.
Yeah.
He did not have any type of relationship when he was in school.
Yeah.
And
I cannot say the same.
I'm worried he's going to be one of those 40-year-old virgins.
And you should be worried because my mom, the same for me. So my mom got pregnant with me at 17, had me at 18, then had my brother by 19.
Damn.
Like 2 kids before you're 20.
Yeah.
Granted, my parents are still together.
Can't even
vote.
Right,
you
can't even drink.
Exactly, you can't do anything. You can't be an adult yet.
Hell, in this day and age, you
But
can't
now
even
she's
smoke.
worried.
Yeah, well,
now she's like, I'm not gonna have grandbabies from you. Probably fucking not.
Bruh,
Probably not.
That was some shit that my mom used to put in my head all through high school. I'd be like, I ain't having babies, or I'd fuck with her because she wanted native babies. Like she wanted native babies. She's like, I want you to have a dark skinned baby. I want you to be with a real pretty native chick. I was like, nah, I'm gonna get blonde.
Doing the opposite of whatever you say.
No, she's gonna be blonde hair, blue eyes. I was like, I'm gonna stop my feet. She's gonna hide under the coffee table. And like my mom, she was like, "You're so full of shit." She's like, "I know you." I was like, "What's that mean?" She's like, "You've already been flirting with all these crazy women, like all the ones that want to burn your house down." She's like, "I live here." And I was man. So that was me at like 18. It was like that's my mom. But she was like in my head, she was like, I want native babies. She's like, she's like, and she used to tell me, she's like, you're the last one in your family. You're the last male in your family.
Yeah.
So, because, and that's, I am the last, my last name, which we're not going to say already. My son is now the last one in his family.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not telling him, I'm not putting in his head right now that like you have to have babies.
No.
Yeah.
That is a conversation you can have at 30. There is no problem waiting till you're 30 and just be like, all right, now I want grandbabies.
See, I am okay with my kids not giving me grandbabies right now. I am completely okay with that.
See, I would be okay if I had lived life that I wanted to up to date and now had babies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that would have been completely different as to having babies so freaking early but it was instilled in me. Like I ain't gonna lie, and I love my mama, but my mom was all about just like, you're the last one, you gotta give me grandbabies. Like I want grandbabies, you gotta have native babies. Like they gotta. Like,
that's the mindset though.
Yeah,
of
it is.
That group. That.
Well, and that was a fear that she had to the point where like I had them early, and I'm not blaming her. Like obviously I could have. Here's like, and let's be honest. Like I was in the situation which we were going to discuss. She told me she couldn't get pregnant. And my dumb ass was like, bet you I can.
Right.
So,
I'm going to prove this point.
2 different kind of cocky, man, and this is my problem. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, my swim team's like Michael Phelps. It's either like she couldn't or I'm awesome. So it's one of the two. I ain't trying to be that guy, but I'm just saying I got it. Like,
that's pickup lines though. That's how you get picked up. Like, I'm gonna get you pregnant, or like, I want to have your babies.
Or we'll make beautiful babies.
Right. That's a whole pickup line.
Yeah. We're like, I can't wait to have pups. The spotted pups is what we're having.
Spotted pups.
But you gotta be careful out here these days, guys. Like, if you're younger, if you want babies, you want babies. But like, if you're older and you're established and you can afford it, and like it's that time in your life, that's one thing. If you are 18, 19, 20, I'm just going to say, if you're not 30 or older.
Right, honestly.
Like, there's a lot of things that you can't do once you have that responsibility. And everybody on the reservation's got this mindset that they're trapped and this is the only lifestyle for them.
Yep.
That's not the case. There's a whole world out there. Like, I have been stuck in Hawaii like just to break up with another girl. Like
Yeah.
this is how I live life now. Like I'm excited about it. And granted, that was rough, but I enjoyed my time there. Those are experiences that people can have at an early age and should. Like, and honestly, I think that helps with the relationships. The more stories that you have to tell, the more interesting you are. The more you build yourself, and the more you have stuff to tell within a relationship, shit can go on forever.
Yeah, it can. But the thing is you don't build those stories. You don't have those stories until you live your life.
Yeah.
Right. What stories can you tell at 20?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Just
mean,
stories from here.
Right, from here.
Which, granted, like we'll get into some of
I
the
was
stories.
going to say, some of those stories aren't good.
They are good stories, but like, just imagine how many more you can have by the time you're 30.
God.
Like now looking back on it.
Dang it. Yeah, even here, like I feel like I wasted time after college. I've spent 7-8 years here, and I'm just like, now I want to go live my life. Now it's time to have babies at 30. But you know what? I almost think it should be 40.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
why
should
not?
be 40. But the thing is you went away. You went to college.
Right.
You had that experience
Right.
away from here.
Yeah.
For more than a semester.
More than a semester. That's right. That's right.
Degrees.
Damn, I'm
These get degrees.
Bruh, I went to SEC and then like took all the classes that I thought were necessary. I didn't even leave with a degree. I was
Hey,
like, okay.
you're just like, I need these skills, and that's it.
That's
I'm done.
exactly what I did. Now, like I said, I don't have a degree, but I went in and I was like, you know what? I know what I'm doing. Left and started doing shit. And, and granted,
You made moves, though.
I enjoy my life thus far, and I can't wait to see what happens next. But I live an ADD life.
Yeah.
I
Legit.
know.
Yeah, I do
So
too.
like, I see something I want to do, I try it out, see where it
You
goes.
go for it.
Yeah.
Why not?
But like, this is just kind of a part of it. Anyway, so Scandalous Pregnancies, we're going to talk about different tricks and trades on how this could happen to you and how to avoid it. So obviously there's always a good plan A, but plan B always works probably better than most. So,
Right.
But I was laughing at one of my buddies the other day. We were talking about plan because we were like making a plan for work. He's like, this is plan A, but if dude doesn't show up for work, this is plan B. And I started laughing. And I was like, I'm a huge fan of plan B. So, and it didn't dawn on me because I'm ignorant. I'll say it. I'm an asshole.
Naive.
In my head, I was like, man, I'll crush that shit up and put it in your coffee the next morning. Like,
Dang.
but my buddy is like, you do know that like fucks with a woman's everything.
It does. I've taken it twice. Miserable.
So my bad to whatever. Like I don't roofie, but like I'll protect.
It's different whenever you gotta raise it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And they don't stop at 18.
I was talking to another buddy of mine. She started laughing. She's like, bro. So like, I am miserable after taking plan B.
Yep.
But I'll be miserable for a day versus a whole another 9 months and an 18-year span.
Right.
Like keep that in mind. And I'm not saying don't be like me, but don't like
Don't be like me.
fucking, but like for you women out there, let's just do the fucking math, man. Like like if you have the option and it's available. There's too many different options out there to be just getting pregnant at 18.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
Right, and if you know they're not a great person already to you.
Right. Oh, that's another thing. Man.
Oh
like,
my god.
Come on.
Like,
y'all, serious. It's like that. Y'all just reach for that crazy because you know it's all around you. That's
It's
what
fun.
you were raised with.
Yeah.
It's fucking fun.
Yeah.
I get it. But holy shit, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on.
We crave it. We crave chaos.
Yeah, y'all have a type, and it's the same fucking type.
Yeah, if you're not willing to slash my tires, man, I don't know if it's gonna work.
Right.
Like,
Right.
But,
That's on the card.
I am trying. It is so hard.
Yeah, now 30 years of my life, I'm like, I think I'm ready for a good person. I think I deserve that. Finally, after 30 years.
What do they call that? Sowing your wild oats.
Yeah, maybe. Whatever.
I mean...
Well, I got a buddy, and we've been close friends for years. And I remember I hooked up with this girl who doesn't matter. Anyway, I showed up for work and I was wearing a fucking white t-shirt and I like turned around to get, because I worked for the fire department. I worked for Wildland Fire back then. And I was getting dressed like outside because I ain't gonna fuck. Like I do that. there's probably 100 people that see me naked. They're not impressed. But I turned around and I had this white t-shirt on, and my buddy looked at me and he's like, "The fuck happened to your bag?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You're bleeding everywhere." And then I was like, "Damn," and I pulled my shirt up. He's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "Was you in bed with a cougar?" I was like, "No." I was like, "She was my age." He was like, "Jesus Christ." He's like, "This is the shit you're into?" I was like, I thought it was hot. I was into it, right?
Now that you say it, I kind of feel a little bit later.
Yeah.
I was like, now that I'm tired, like, now I gotta go to work.
No, it's just something about how crazy they are, how crazy they react, and the drama that ensues.
Well, I've been with a few people, and I ain't gonna lie, and I'm trying not to be this way. But I can't help but like smile real big every time I think about it. When somebody tells me like, "Hey, who was that bitch you was just talking to?" I'm just like, nobody.
Do you want it to be somebody?
Like this is my reaction. It's like, yeah, you want it. I love that. So yeah, that's a hard ask. That really is. But that's too crazy. I'm trying to pull back from it. Like I will discuss what we feel like is good relationship status now as to what we were used to, and it is those are habits hard to break. But today we're talking about, all right, we discussed Plan B. Fellas, here's some extra tips for you. Bring your own condoms.
Yeah.
Don't trust a woman that has their own.
No.
Like, and I'm not saying.
Dang, I take my own.
But
I'll
say it.
I'm not like a lot of people around here.
It's okay.
I know
Bring your own.
I know y'all haven't seen that clip of that dude. Like he's at a party and he's like the quarterback of this football team, right? Yeah, you already know. But he's the quarterback, and this chick is like all over him, and she's a 10. Like she's like groping him and all this stuff. She's like, let's go hook up. And the dude was like, "Get the fuck away from my quarterback!" And she was like, "What?" So he's like, "Let me see your condom." And chick was like, "What?" She's like, "Let me see your condom." Pulls the condom out of her purse, and he like opens it up. And he was like, all right. And he's got a beer in his hand. And for it to be a white movie, this is the most red shit I've ever seen. He like holds the condom out, puts the beer in the condom, and it starts shooting out like all the holes in this fucking condom. And she was like, I want to have your baby. He's like, get away from my quarterback, and like shoves him down the hall. All in short, bring your own condom.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I'm not saying she's not trustworthy, but who's more trustworthy than yourself?
Very true.
Like, there's no reason to put all your faith in. Like, and granted, there are good women out there, and there are good men out there, and I'm not want to paint a picture that the whole world is scandalous.
Right.
But
there's a lot that are.
If you pretend like the whole world's scandalous, you cannot be heartbroken.
Oh, true. There you go. Good advice.
That's true.
That's what I was trying to tell. That's what I was trying to tell some of these teens here lately. Like, yeah, they could be the sweetest woman on the planet. But here's what I know from my personal experience is that people can paint a perfect picture.
Yeah.
Like some of the greatest artists are out there just in a full-fledged full of makeup.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And people, and I ain't gonna lie, like I've got some pretty good pickup lines. I like to think so, or whatever. Like, but
you stick them on the young ones. They're young.
bro,
I'm sorry. I did say you have a type.
they all young. I like them all ages. Shapes and sizes.
Sometimes I think he always pays for them because he's half worried that they can't afford to.
They can. Probably because they can.
Hey,
That's okay.
sorry.
I do it too. I'm taking care of so many men. All my boyfriends.
Damn, I want one of those.
Right,
I want
right.
one of those that
Telling you.
takes care of me all the time. Shit.
Oh man.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
She's that
You
type of
wanted
female.
to do this. You wanted to do this episode.
I mean, I'm down. Let's do it. I'm ready. But yeah, so and honestly, somebody else called me out on the other day. He's like, you know what? You need to stop dating. You need to stop dating these like little bitty young ones.
Yeah.
And no, they're not young. Like I'm just old.
No, they're young.
Nah,
They're just staying the same age.
They just haven't caught up to me yet.
Especially when they're young and they just want to have fun, but at the same time, out of
see,
nowhere they're like, "Oh, I do want to have a baby."
That's not my point. Hold on a second. So FYI, I'm usually very, very clear up front. Like and my buddy, it stresses my buddy out. We've discussed this.
Yes.
Like I he's like, dude, he's like, you'll cupcake. He's like, you'll tell everybody that they're the most beautiful thing they've ever seen, but hey, I don't want a relationship. Hey, like, I can't imagine a life without you, but like, I kind of want to stay single for a while. He says that I do that. I ain't saying that I don't, but I ain't saying anything. I'm just saying that, like, I just like saying shit.
You better take your own advice. One of them's gonna lock you in.
Oh,
with the scandalous pregnancy.
So I was told by a friend that I would tell this story, and this is how scandalous some of these women can be.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm going to start off real quick by saying this woman was not res.
Nope.
But she was not white either. I discussed whether I used to hit on her a lot. She's really, really good looking. She's tall. She's real petite. Like, really, really enticing chick all the way around. And we were talking and we were playing around. And she had told me early that she wanted babies. Like, and she is younger than me. All right, substantially. Not like a lot. She's 22. All right, let's go ahead and throw that age out there. So I'm not like questioned in a court of law at some point. But like, so she was 22 when we were talking. She was like, I do want babies. I was like, nah. I was like, I hate to be that person. I was like, but I'm not giving them to you.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want any more babies. I was like, I'm not there. And she was like, well, she's like, I don't know if this is gonna work then. I was like, that's cool. I was like, we can practice. I was like, get you ready for whoever wants to give you a baby. So, and she was into it. Like, and then we had kind of like done our thing for a couple times. Well, she had came home with me one night. We were just in it.
Yeah.
Like, we were just freaking bumping uglies, like everything that works. And I was like, and granted, she's probably like 120 pounds soaking wet.
Right.
And I'm a fairly bigger guy. And we were in it, and I was like, all right, I gotta stop. And she's got long ass legs. She was like, no, freaking crosses her legs behind me and like shoves me back in. Oh, and I like grabbed her by the waist and I pick her up and sat her down to the side. I was like, I said no. And she laughed hysterically, like the most maniacal shit I've ever heard. Like some shit that you'd see in a Disney movie. And she's like, I swear to God, I'm not crazy. And I started laughing. I was like, yeah, you fucking are. Yeah. I was like, that's cool. I'm into it. I was like, we'll do this again. I was like, but I'm not giving you this.
No,
like, I was like, give me a minute. Like, so that's how fucking, that's some scandalous shit. It was hot. Yeah, damn, I was all about it.
But that's how they get you.
Yeah, that is, yep.
Yeah.
And I feel like women are like, oh, they're so in the moment, they're not going to notice. Like, that's probably what she was thinking. Like, he's going to do it. He's just going to do it.
He's going to make a mess all up.
Man. You were like, hell no, get off me.
What she thought was so funny, she was like, I like being manhandled. She's like, but you just like pick me up like I was just some toy and just set me off to the side. And I was like, you make it sound weird, but that's okay.
Hey, at least you're up front. A lot of people ain't up front about it. Saying, hey, I'm not having kids. Like, I'm just telling you now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, and I try to be upfront with that. But like, they're fucking crazy. They're nuts out there, and they're usually really fucking hot. If they're that fucking crazy. Yeah. Honestly, if they're like drop dead gorgeous and they're into me, I know they're nuts. That's
you know something is off.
I just like, and I'm into it. Like, I'm just like you like this, I know you crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Yeah. So
it's bad.
Like, if you have a meltdown in the middle of work, I'm just kind of like, hey. like you need some help with that. Those are usually my favorite for real. So those are my scandalous stories where I've either dodged bullets or got hit by them. Yeah, for sure. And there's plenty of them out there, man. They'll do some crazy shit, and sometimes it happens on a moment's notice. Like some of these women, like some of these dudes, man, they'll freaking. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie, my ex got me off birth control. That's how bad he was trying to lock me in.
Damn.
Ooh. Yeah.
How? Like, how did
he was
he
just abusive and just was like, you don't need it no more. Which I did take it for like 12 years, so I'm like, yeah, I don't need it no more. And then, yeah, he was abusive, and I'm just like, wow. To think I was not meant to get pregnant by that man.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
God.
So men are scandalous too.
Like I said, I wasn't denying that like at all. Like some of these dudes, man, they'll trap a good woman, and if they know you're a good woman, and they know they can just kind of get away with murder, they'll throw. I don't know. I ain't gonna say any name, But I know some dudes that are just like with some people that are just heart of gold, and you're just like, what the fuck is what is this chick really doing for this dude? Like, because I've met women that'll do the laundry, clean the house, go to work, and then take care of all the babies at the house, and this dude will be just sitting in the fucking house just drinking beer all day and whatever. But and it happens all the time, and I've met those same women, and if you listen to them in conversation, because other people are curious, if you listen to them in conversation or whatever, they always feel trapped because they had that first baby, you know, and like once it gets started, it's just a downhill slope. And I know for a fact that like if you do have a baby, it is hard to like leave a relationship. It's hard to leave like a 2-parent household. A, for the baby, right, and B, for shit in this day and age. Like it's hard to survive on your own. Like, I'm having to pay rent, car payments, and all this stuff, and I have my kids, but I'm doing it all on my own. But that's all my money. You know what I'm saying?
You work for this,
yeah. So like if you're in a relationship where you're comfortable. And like, I mean, maybe not comfortable, but you know in your head that you can survive. That like you won't have any issues. If you leave now, then you got a different set of problems you're not used to.
That's it.
Right. So that's it really is a scary thought. So beware the scandalous. That's all I'm
saying. Oh God. Yeah. No. There's a lot of backstories to a lot of what goes on around here. A lot of it has to do with what they're used to, what they grew up in, what they see all around them, what their friends go through. And they're so limited in the amount of interaction they have because it's just the people here.
Well, you and I have talked about it. And a friend of mine was also talking about it and saying, like, you need to stop dating people from here. You need to stop, like, whether they be white, black,
it doesn't matter.
Native,
here.
It really doesn't matter. But on that note, like, people have a different mindset than out in the real world.
Right.
We have a specific one. Yeah. And it's crazy. It's nothing for, you know, a chick or a dude to like have a baby and then like have 4 more baby mamas.
Right.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine used to tell me all the time. He was like, man, if I can have 6 babies with 6 different baby mamas, I don't have to pay child support.
Why would you even want that?
Yeah. Well, for a dude not to pay child support, like.
Once you're at 5, 6 kids that ain't gonna know you.
Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say they wouldn't know him. Everybody.
Maybe not.
Everybody knows him at that point.
Yeah, right. Everybody does.
But and I think I don't know if that's a real law or not. I've heard a lot. I've used to hear.
I've heard that too.
That if you have 6 kids with 6 babies, what the court sees is like, okay, obviously. You women are all stupid. That's what
we proved it 6 times.
Yeah, like by the time it's 6 times, like you knew this dude. Like,
the first one gets the pass. Yeah. Like you didn't know, girl.
The first 5 gets a pass. By the time you get to 6, they're like, nah. Like you know what? None of y'all get child support.
Right. Y'all should have known about each other before you started producing with this man. Like, come on.
Yeah. You're like, all right, he's already got babies everywhere. And then I know some of these guys. I have a cousin that had like. 8, and granted, he's one of my favorite people on the planet. So freaking funny, and it was the same woman. There's 8 kids, and he just done the best he could. You know, I mean, it happens. I know that guy's tired. I know he's tired, man. He's got a big ass beer gut. I know how he passes his downtime, man.
Yeah.
He's one of those. He's one of those that like put a baseball on the end of a fishing line. Just fucking cast it out.
That's it. Got a beer in the other.
Plays fish, motherfucking long shot of his kids.
After so many, they start taking care of themselves, I guess.
Well,
each other.
Yeah, I mean, like once you get to a certain age, you start taking care of your siblings. Like I was cooking and cleaning for my younger brother and sister growing up. I mean, it was nothing. And I cook for a living for their hot minute. I mean, there comes a point in time where you can make a career out of like being a baby.
Right,
you know
right.
See, that's the differences in cultures. Like in mine, we learn all of that at 4 and 5. Yeah. So we're already doing that.
Already doing that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
This way, the parents don't have to worry about what they have to come home to.
So they just pop them out then, don't they?
They do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like back then, they didn't have birth control.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and that's for like Catholics. There for a while, like it wasn't until what the last 2 years, like if you were Catholic, you weren't allowed to have birth control.
Same with Jehovah's Witness.
And Jehovah's Witness, like there's different religions that tell you like, hey, procreate, like hey, we gotta populate the world. But I know if I'm stuck in traffic for 30 minutes because there's too many damn cars, where you're overpopulated.
Right.
And if you can't if you don't know how to use turn signals or like stop breaking in, I don't want you in the road. Like I don't like you. Like I feel like there's too many of you guys out in the street right now.
That's a whole nother episode because I almost went on a rant yesterday just going home. It's okay.
And that being said, love you guys a lot. Love you guys a lot. You don't need to be breeding.
No, right.
You guys don't need to be having babies.
Live your life.
Yeah.
Go experience life. Know what you want before you have children.
Yeah, dude. Get all your felonies out and
work on your insecurities. Do something with yourself.
Get off the res, even if it's for a couple months in a random city, something.
Yeah, you can definitely get more time on a felony off the res than you can on. So like,
and I will tell you,
3 meals a day in a cot. You can do that shit off the res. You can do that for a long time.
Right. There's a reason why so many people here are fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
So they take those insecurities and take it into their next relationship, and they're even more fucked up.
Right. And I don't take anybody from here for that. Cause I know. Yeah. I don't date people from here.
I kind of date people for that.
I used to.
Alright guys, thank you so much for the first episode of Res Rat Radio. Can't wait to see where this is going to go. Please tune in for the next episode. We wanted to give a special shout out to Koala Java over in Cherokee. If you've not had great coffee and you're tired of paying Starbucks prices, please go down. Oh God,
yes, they are fantastic.
Please go down to Koala Java. The people are great. I always have a great conversation with either the people or the staff, which is always amazing, or the people that are just chilling in there. I either always run into somebody I know. And honestly, everybody I run into, for the most part, I like. Yeah. The cool people show up early in the morning. Just letting you know.
But thanks, y'all.
Thank you so much, guys. Till next time.